Sorta cool theory that would work for a bit of an arc for Zoro, in my opinion. I've been thinking lately about why some people say Zoro is worse than Sanji, and I think the reason people find that Sanji has a more dynamic character than Zoro is because he not only has a fleshed-out backstory, but he practically has an entire arc dedicated to him, that arc being Whole Cake Island. So what I think might happen is maybe Zoro is sent off by Luffy to do something, or better yet he just gets lost, and gets jumped by Marines and is captured. They put Seaston cuffs on him, both because he has a devil fruit but instead because Seaston is simply so strong and thus he wouldn't be able to escape from it. After capturing him, they transport him immediately to an execution site, not impel down, as they don't want to risk another jailbreak with such a high-risk prisoner, and upon getting to the site, another prisoner is seen, Sabo, captured by the Marines. Sabo in cuffs is actually pretty weak, as he has a devil fruit, and thus he doesn't have any real means of escape. The Marines, of course, schedule the execution for very soon, and naturally the Straw Hats show up. However, unlike the last time Luffy tried to stop an execution, he doesn't try to attack the execution head first, and puts his trust into the person he trusts the most, Zoro. After grabbing something from the ship, he reveals the object to onlookers, Wado Ichimonji. Luffy unsheaths the blade and with a wind-up, throws the sword at Zoro. It's very accurate, and just like when Zoro did his classic sword throw test in Loggertown, people are sort of concerned that Zoro will simply get stabbed by the blade and die, not that that would perturb the Marines. However, Zoro simply smiles, and after standing up, miraculously catches the sword hilt in his teeth. The guards near him stumble back, stunned. The admirals begin barking orders quickly, but Zoro pays no attention to them. With a shout from Sanji, who is essentially Zoro's rival and, although some are loath to admit it, one of his closest friends, Zoro uses a new one-sword technique, where he imbues the sword with haki, and manages to slip his hands free without even cutting the cuffs. Perhaps this could be explained as him cutting the air between his hands and the cuffs. Maybe he cut just enough of his hands and the cuffs that he could slip his hand out. Maybe it's explained as pretty much pure willpower like a lot of the series is. With his hand free, Zoro opens his eyes, and looks at Sabo next to him. He's clearly shocked that Zoro has gotten his hand out of the cuffs, and shouts his name. Zoro still isn't paying attention though. He's looking at Luffy, likely using observation haki as Luffy isn't really close to him, and decides he's not going to let Luffy lose another brother, especially as none of the crew were strong enough to stop Ace from dying, nor were they there for Luffy when he really needed it, other than being in his heart of course. Zoro closes his eyes once more and channels as much haki as he possibly can into Wado Ichimonji as he can, refining his willpower into a weapon like no other. With a very quick slash, faster than anyone can see, Zoro uses another one-sword style to cut the cuffs, and although the cuffs are one of the strongest substances in the series, with a loud grating noise, they fall off of Sabo, the Wado Ichimonji stained permanently black, transformed into a black blade. Now everyone is genuinely confused and frankly, pretty scared. But Luffy interrupts their confusion with laughter. Chopper and Usopp are cheering for their friend, happy that he's out of immediate danger. But above all, Sanji gives a wide smile, and congratulates his moss-head friend from afar. But the admirals are, obviously, not going to let this happen, and thus they go on the attack, leading to one of the final arcs, where we see the Straw Hats fight the admirals, The revolutionaries show up for Sabo and help fight the Marines, and other general end-of-series stuff starts to happen. I think this kind of event would be big for Zoro's character, because it satisfies a couple things for him. First of all, he's become strong enough to save Luffy's brother, something he seemed rather distraught about after Ace and Marineford. Second of all, it solidifies that Zoro and Sanji don't really hate each other and instead motivate each other to go to greater heights. But most of all, it would transform Kuina's blade into the strongest it can be, taking him ever closer to becoming the WSS, as well as cutting what is essentially Diamond, at least according to the wiki, which says Seaston is as hard as Diamond.